Actually, in this interview, somebody asked Elon Musk, "Are you Jewish?" Because there's some rumors, Elon, it's a Hebrew name. He says, "No, I'm not Jewish. I wish I were."
He says that?
Yeah. He says, "So I guess you would call me an aspirational Jew." And that's how I'm going to remain. So he would love to have all the values of Judaism and live by them, but he doesn't want to be a Jew. But aspirational Jew, that's a nice... Yeah. So when I heard that, I thought, hey, that's what Chabad is. Chabad tries to get Jews to be aspirational. At least aspire to be a Jew. That's good. Obviously, there are occasions for dramatic change. Also within reason, but getting married will be a very big change. And appropriate. But other than that, pace yourself. Just make sure you're always growing. Like from being here this Shabbos, something should come of it. Some new mitzvah, some new something. But not the whole package. I'm not even sure what the package is, by the way.
I know what it looks like on the outside.
Yeah.
I think they do sometimes,
Yeah.
maybe.
So I think one of the great things about Chabad, in distinction from other very orthodox groups, Chabad paces themselves. Yeah, they wear their uniform, but internally, it's all paced. It's not a package deal. Like loving your fellow Jew. Ask any religious, practicing, pious Jew, do you love fellow Jews? Oh, of course. No, he doesn't. He does not. And the proof is because he said, of course. Of course you love every Jew? You're a liar. It's a religious package. Like now that I'm religious, and it's a big mitzvah to love every Jew, so yeah, I'm into that mitzvah. You're into the mitzvah, but you don't love any Jews. Chabad doesn't do that. Loving your fellow Jew, that's a challenge. Don't say, of course. I'll introduce you to some Jews. They're really hard to love. Don't say, of course. Say, not nearly enough. Pace yourself. Know yourself. Be honest. That's Chabad. There was a very left... Actually, he was a communist. He was a Jewish writer for the Yiddish paper. And he was a socialist. Anti-religion, the whole thing. But somebody invited him to come spend Shabbos in Crown Heights. This was back in the late 50s or early 60s. 1960. And afterwards he wrote an article in the Yiddish paper. He says, I spent a Shabbos with Chabad in Crown Heights, and I learned the difference between people who are very religious and people who are deeply religious. Very religious is just a package. If you're deeply religious, you pace yourself. Because you want it to be real to you, deep, not conventional. And that's why everybody needs to learn Hasidus, Tanya. Everybody. No matter how religious you are, if you don't learn Tanya, you're just buying a package. It's not real to you. That's what the Baal Shem Tov introduced. He looked around and he saw everybody was religious. Very religious. But there was something wrong. So he went out with this new idea. The simple Jew is closer to God than the scholar. It was such a revolution. They thought he was a heretic. They thought, all sorts of stuff. But what did he mean by that? How is the simple Jew closer to God? Because he was genuine. He wasn't practicing a package. Every mitzvah he did is because he was committed to it, he was dedicated, and it was real. What he didn't know, he didn't know. He was honest about it. What didn't inspire him, he was honest about it. That's what the Baal Shem Tov was trying to tell the scholars. You need to be a little more like the simple Jew. Grow all you want, but keep it honest.